What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning to another episode of Right On Cue podcast. It is me. I am the host, Logan Chestnut. Joining me tonight is, that's right, nobody. Nobody's joining me tonight because I am the one and only Logan Chestnut of Small Batch Barbecue. Mr. Houston and Mr. AJ had better things to do with their lives apparently tonight. So they left me hanging with my main man, Butter. That's fine with me. I'm good, man. It's been a long weekend. Tell you how much I love you guys. Like my Dallas Mavericks. I'm a huge Dallas Mavericks fan from way back in the day. But sucked for so many years. We're finally good. We got that Luka Kyrie magic, you know what I'm saying? And I'm still here with you guys because the game's about to come on midway through the show. So you know what? I'm here for you. I'm here for you. It is what I do. I love you guys. So thank you for tuning in. You could be in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that, as the great Jay-Z says. But no, man, it has been a fun and wild weekend. Got monsoon weather. That was fun. Tornado sirens. That was also fun. I never cooked in a tornado, but I still haven't. But, you know, the fear was, I think it made me focus extra. Got to see a lot of the people that's come on the show. That was cool. Got to meet all, talked to Brad, talked to Bill, talked to all of them guys. Jason, everybody, man. Everybody that's been on the show, and a few that are coming on the show, man. We got some fun ones coming on. That was great. I got to see my barbecue fam. I got to introduce them to my wife. I swear, I feel like a lot of my barbecue fam, like they always see me and I talk about my wife, but they never see her, and they see me and they're like, you sure this guy's married? I don't know. But no, I mean, she got to come up, my beautiful wife, Kelly. Shout out, Kelly. Love you. And thank you for letting me do this without you watching the kids while I'm gone tailgating every weekend. I couldn't do it. So shout out you. But yeah, man, no, it was a great weekend. Oh, my Mavs got it done for game 3, hence why they're playing tonight. So let's wrap it up and get a good thing going. But Razorbacks, shout out, congratulations to you, Mr. Drew, for once again kicking ass, taking names. And man, I'm drawing. Shout out to the backyard overall winner too. I'm sorry, I will look it up here in a second, but as of now, I am blanking. But you, sir, are a legend among man among boys, legend among stories. So cheers to you. All right, man. I am rambling, so I am over here by myself. It's hard for me to just do solo. So without the banter and stuff. So let's bring on, man. Another guy I saw this weekend I got to hang out with is my main man, Steve Tremayne. This dude is hilarious and awesome and one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet on a barbecue circuit. And yeah, I mean, he's got one of the coolest names besides Little Deborah on the barbecue circuit. And Mr. Nutter Butter himself. Let's welcome to the stage Mr. Steve Tremayne. What's up, buddy?
Hey, bud. How you doing?
Oh, good, man. Good. I'm dying out here by myself, man. I'm like, I don't know what to do with my hands. I can't make fun of nobody. There's no suck it Norala jokes. I mean, I didn't know what to do, man. It's hard. It's hard stuff.
It's tough being away from a contest, isn't it?
It is. I don't know what to do with my hands. Like what I do. It's like that.
We have to be normal. Yeah, we have to be normal people and citizens again.
I'm like, who are these normal people and not these cookers? No, it's oh man, it's like weird. It's like I don't have to worry about because we've done, you and me have been doing the same circuit pretty much, but
yep,
we've done like I counted up, I've done 10 so far, and
damn boys, yeah.
I mean, yeah, and these pro guys are like hold my beer, but I've done 10 so far, including doubles and stuff, and it's just like man, it's been a lot. It's been a lot.
I'm at 5. I'm a little behind. Life got in the way.
If you're Wheeze, that's all you need, man. 5 and call it a day. That man's
right. Unfortunately, I'm still in preseason mode.
Oh man, for sure, dude. I mean, I feel like what's up, Toby? What's up, Josh? I feel like the the one me and you teamed up for in Georgia, Sipping Swine. That was like ages ago.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, doesn't it?
Seems like
It feels forever.
last year or something.
I know, and like I wish we would have done better then, but we did okay.
Yeah, we did bad. We didn't embarrass ourselves.
No, I mean, not yet. No. Uncle Steve, Scuba Steve. Dude, can I rename you Scuba Steve? Because I feel like that's like
I've been called that a few times.
Well, it's a cool name though, man. Anytime you can get Adam Sandler movie quote, it's a positive. I get called asshole, and I don't ever remember any fun nicknames from me. It's always like asshole or suck at small batch or poopy McPoopy pants.
Tiny little bit.
No, man, that's mainly a female thing calling me that.
Yeah. I still don't believe you played basketball, man. I know,
dude. That's hilarious, man, because I've lost a lot of weight from last year, and I used to be like 400 pounds, but I used to tell people like, "Oh my god, you're so tall! Like, did you ever play basketball? Or did you play sports?" They didn't want to say what sports. I'm like, "Did you play football?" I'm like, "No, I used to be skinny. I played basketball." Really? I'm like, "You're white and fat. How's that possible?"
Screw with them. Tell me you play ping pong or badminton or something.
Oh no! Or if I've been drinking, I'm like, no. I used to be I'm from Kentucky, man. I used to be a horse jockey. Primarily the Clydesdale, races.
Feel sorry for that horse.
Oh, hey, shut up, man. Betsy was a nice lady. She took mighty fine care of me. No, it's funny. It's always funny telling people, yeah, I used to play sports. But no, anyways, moving on. So Steve, man, let's get out of the way. The question. Give me a backstory on your OnlyFans account.
On my OnlyFans? Well, grew up a poor boy in South Alabama. Mama needed rent money. And,
Mama needed rent money. And Fancy was her name.
You got it. You know exactly where I was going.
No, man, give me the backstory on Two Swine Crew, because you're too white for that to be hip hop.
Exactly why I picked it. I was trying to think of the most smart aleck, non-conforming, non-fitting, funny name that I could come up with, and that's where it came from. The most unlikely thing, because people look at me, look at the logo, and just like they get with the logo, but they don't get me. Like, there must be someone cooking with him.
What are you
like? No, I'm both of them.
What are you talking about, man? You're a bad boy. You're a bad mamma jamma.
Hey, I had a CD back in the day with the old explicit lyric.
What are you talking about? You had a cassette tape.
I think we all did, didn't we? See, we had to hide that one.
Don't lie to us, man. Don't show your age. You had a cassette tape, 8-track.
Hey, I had a Columbia Records subscription.
Oh man,
you probably don't know what that is, do you?
Yeah, all these younger guys like, what the hell is that? That was the old school. That was the old school scam along with Avon.
Yeah. They send you some terrible old tape or CD in the mail. You got to get it back in like 3 days, or you end up buying it. Next thing you know, you're buying some freaking thing nobody wanted.
Dude, what? That's how Steve ended up with so many Spice Girls CDs.
Yeah.
What was it? It was like $12.99 a month or something like that. I can't remember.
Something like that. But you get like 10 of them for $1 or for a penny, but you got to buy so many in a year or some kind of racket.
You remember you used to have to buy like internet minutes? I used to get those AOL like intro CDs, yes. And it had like that's how I discovered Blues Traveler, because they were on AOL. They were on the AOL CD. I was like, yeah, man, I like this band. This is cool.
Hey, they're still touring hard too.
Oh man, John. So I actually have I saw John Popper live a couple times actually, and that's a bad dude. But I actually have a signed harmonica from him. John Popper himself.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's what happens when you're 6'9" and you're in a concert. He throws it, and he's trying to throw it to the girl's like, no, that's mine.
That's not happening.
Nope, mine.
Yeah, I don't care what you showed him, you're not getting it.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, I'll show him mine too, but I mean, it's still my harmonica. But no, man. So how long you been cooking for?
You know what? I knew it was going to come up, so I actually logged into the KCBS site. Look, I did my first contest in May of 2018.
2018. So you're a year older than me. Not too bad.
6. But I looked in the first 3 years, I did a cumulative total of 9. So the first 3 years, I was only doing 2 to 3 each year.
Look at
And
this.
then 3 years ago, I got busy. Puffs.
Look at this. Blue Traveler played our homecoming concert my junior year at Bama. If they ever played Sweet Home, if they ever said Roll Tide or Sweet Home Alabama, I just lose all respect for John Popper.
Yeah. Anything for money, I guess.
Hey, I mean, I'll shake that thing for a wing. That's all I'm saying.
I'll cook in Tuscaloosa.
Oh yeah,
If it's got,
you putting up,
if it's got a decent trophy, I'll cook there.
hey, you putting up zeros behind the one, I'll yell Roll Tide. That's all good.
Yep. Now I went to Auburn. Even I could find a way to do it.
Oh, I keep forgetting you went to Auburn.
Yeah.
You couldn't get into like
Smart.
any of the good schools like Kentucky or something like that. And the other,
I didn't know where Kentucky was, man.
that's who goes to freaking that's who goes to Auburn. They didn't have geography there.
Top school in the state of Alabama, not Tuscaloosa. We're also an everything school.
What do they call it? The Iron Bowl, isn't it? The Iron Bowl between Auburn and Alabama.
Yes, it is.
It's called the one-sided bowl.
Kick 6, greatest play in college football history.
That
We're still living that moment every day.
That really was. You sound like a lot of Tennessee fans I know. They're still thinking they're relevant in football. Like you guys haven't.
Well,
won.
we kind of have. We have to hang on to moments of the past as our present condition of our football team. Hopefully that'll change soon.
Hey, Kentucky's on the up and up, baby. We're coming for. I think Kentucky and Auburn are actually on the same level, like same playing field as far as football goes now.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get back to where we belong. Let's see Hickory hang over Brian Walker talking Ace up Parliamentary Hog.
All right, man. Let's get back to barbecue. I always go on these little tangents. So let the people know. I know, but tell everybody what you're cooking on.
I cook on Hunsakers. I cook on drums. Started out on WSMs. I started out on one WSM. Yes, I did. I bought it up on Craigslist. Some dude had it on his back porch. Yeah, man. And he had like the little. Remember what do they call those? Like IQ 101s. A little kind of really basic fan had that already with it. Man, I was doing all meats on that one. And then about it, you know, keep in mind, I was doing like 2 a year, 3 a year. And then I think about a year or 2 after that, I bought a second one from some lady. She was in the box, but she met me in the parking lot at Costco, sold it out of the back of her truck. So,
like every drug deal,
I'm not asking, you know.
That's every drug deal I've been a part of, or like Kentucky bourbon deals. Like, hey, meet me in the Walmart parking lot. I'll be in this car. You be in that car.
Yeah, exactly. And at some point, I switched to drums.
My kids will never understand the risk we did to buy stuff offline. Like now, it's like Facebook Marketplace. You can like see if they're scammers or if they're new profile or something. We used to have to like take a guess and be like, I don't know,
give them cash in the parking lot like a drug dealer.
No, absolutely.
No,
I can tell you how many weird people's back seats I got into for stuff.
Yeah. I think that's a different podcast.
Anywho, no. Moving on, man. Moving on. Yeah. So Hunsaker. So man, have you always cooked can or you cook WSM? Well, I mean, they're still are WSM
and then the cans.
Yeah, WSM still considered cans. Like, are they cans?
I mean, it's not a steep learning curve, from WSMs to cans. Cans are easier to cook on. Hold temp better, they recover faster, that kind of thing. My man Todd. And and they're in easier than a WSM. So if I would say if someone's on a WSM and they're looking on like what should I go to that I can be up to speed pretty quickly on, I think a can's a natural progression.
Yeah. Well, it's like we're talking to JP, from Bourbon and Blues, and they for years ran on WSMs, and when
Yeah.
they stepped up to the pros, they wanted more consistency and more, I guess, more insulation.
Yeah.
Would you say when you jump to the Huntsakers versus the WSM, like there's not so many swings?
Yeah, they're not as sensitive to the wind. That's for sure. On the WSMs, man, if it was windy, it was really hard to maintain, any consistent temperature. So you see folks that put blankets on them. They're building, makeshift wind blocks around them and that kind of thing. And drums, in this case, I just freaking have them out there. Don't worry about it. They just kind of click along just fine.
Did you ever watch some of the older barbecue pit masters and Harry Sue? Because when I think of like
Yeah.
WSM, that's the first guy I think of is Harry Sue. And he's over there
Right.
like holding
Well,
it,
I got into this ridiculous hobby.
right.
Probably
He's
like
like
everyone else is watching those. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like holding
Yep.
a tent down with raining and like doing the doing the WSM. I'm like, man, that's a man right there. Like you gotta pay your dues for that stuff.
That dude's hilarious. I get a kick out of him.
Oh, so he'll be. I can't wait to talk to him on the show. It's gonna be a good time. I love. So the first fun fact, whenever I start off doing competitions, you look up competition barbecue because there wasn't a lot on YouTube at that point. But I mean, obviously you had Malcolm Reed. Everybody ran Malcolm Reed's rib video. And then I ran Harry Sue's chicken and pork video because they looked really good. And his pork is really tasty. He has like hot sauce and brown sugar and a lot of stuff in his injection that is fantastic for pulled pork. But for competitions, maybe not anymore. Is that your girlfriend in the backyard?
Man, this house is a zoo. We got 3 dogs.
It's all good, my man. All good. No, all right. So let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about this weekend. What you think, man?
I think I got my butt kicked.
No,
but you didn't. No. Let's talk about this weekend with you. That's a little more positive. Congrats to you, man. You guys crushed it.
Man, I don't know. We kissed a leprechaun and wished on a star, and somehow, we're pretty consistent in chicken. I mean, about every comp we do, we get a top 10 chicken call. So I was expecting chicken. But I mean, obviously I did with this loaded field. I mean, there's so every person there was a hitter. You know what I mean? Like
there's no bad cooks. None.
Not a single bad cook.
No.
Everybody there was just top notch. Shout out to everybody there. Like you guys were amazing, and I know you pumped out some amazing food. But yeah, so chicken, pretty I was decently happy with it, and I was like, if I got any chance in hell, it's gonna be chicken. And my ribs. I mean, we talked about my ribs forever, and I'm on struggle bus with those, and I wrote a new recipe, and I love the flavor, but of course, I thought my ribs were tougher than AB Cal. But I must have got lucky, or I had some pork chop fans. I don't know.
I thought I nailed mine. Honestly, I thought
you always do.
I thought my ribs were some of the best I'd cooked this year, but they didn't agree. Chicken was kind of what chicken was. It was not extravagant. It didn't pop, but it wasn't bad. I think I got to go back and look at scores. I think it's lower 170s, something like that. But in a field like this, that's not going to get you. That's not even going to get you in the top 20.
No, dude, the scores were insane. Like I got, I was like a 175 or 176 on both of my proteins, and like the chicken, like if you're not getting like a high 170 on chicken, you're not getting calls this year. Like if you notice, like the chicken scores, like everybody's a good chicken cook now.
Yeah, they are. I looked at that today too, because I haven't been exactly trending where I wanted to, and I wanted to kind of see how my scores were looking compared to past years, and they're not dramatic. My scores aren't dramatically different, but everybody else's are.
Well, I mean, I think everybody's been like me and you, just started taking classes and started, doing a little more research and it makes a big difference. Like I said, me and Steve both we both bought the the purpose class, and we've both, I mean, just the techniques you get off, some of these classes just changes the game. It makes you consistent, I feel like. You know what I mean? I think that's the game.
Yeah.
That's the game when it comes to barbecue is consistency. Like, yeah, I mean, every once in a while you can catch a rocket, but it's if you can do it week in, week out, I mean, eventually you're going to hit.
Yeah, you got to put in the time. You
For
do.
sure.
It's not the days of, hey, I'll practice when I get out there, and that kind of attitude is just not going to do it anymore.
No, no. I mean, the just talent out there now is insane. Like, there's no bad barbecue hardly anymore.
No, there is no backyard.
The backyard's dead. Backyard, it's officially dead. I'm calling it at 7:15 on the 28th of May. It's officially dead. Like, it's two meat pros. For now. I dubbed the two meat pros because, I mean, even like remember like I first met Steven 2019, I think it was, at Smoking for Garrett. Remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
And I think you were top 5 chicken. So top 5 rib or chicken team of the year? Chicken, yeah.
I think it was like 8th or something like that.
Yeah. So I was intimidated. I'm a newer cook. I'm going to new comp, and I hear some of the talent level that's there, and I'm like, oh crap, he's good. So I introduced myself, and him and his dad or father-in-law, was there having a good time, and no man. So I was like super intimidated, and just that day, dude, that's like when Houston got there. Houston got there at midnight with the meat. Because he came after work, and I was set up, and I'm over here like prepping meat, like 1 a.m. I'm like,
yeah,
it's so bad. I don't know. That's how I got my first place ribs. That's my first and only first place ribs is at Smoking for Garrett. I don't know how I did that and why I've gone so far down since.
You weren't down this weekend.
No, that was the biggest surprise of any of it, was getting like when he said Logan, like I yelled whenever he said, small batch for third place ribs. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, ribs?
Demand an audit.
Oh, dude, I was waiting for Hunt. Well, Hunt just got called. I'm like, all right, AJ's coming next. And something like that. Like, man, there's so many good rib cooks there. And I'm like, all right, this, and a small batch. I'm like, are you sure you read that right? Because I thought I turned it in pork chops, but that's how it goes, though. You know what I mean? It's like whenever you think your food's trash, it always hits.
It's yes. Competition barbecue is just not. It's not a science. It's not a A plus B equals C, because that C is such a variable, and that there you cannot like people that go, oh, I knew I nailed so and so, and I was going to win chicken, I was going to win ribs, pork, whatever. They're full of crap.
No,
full of crap.
I know. I mean,
there's no way.
You have to I feel like competition barbecue, you have to put out like a solid product and get lucky. But you also have to have because all of our barbecue tastes very similar. We'll have some very similar flavor profiles, but you have to have if you have that one little tweak that doesn't offend anybody, that everybody's like, like that's what gives you the big wins.
Yeah, and sometimes there are certain days for whatever reason where same ingredient, same process as every other week, but there are certain weekends where it'll just pop a little different.
Yeah.
The flavor's just a little bit better.
Yeah.
And there's somewhere it's just not.
I mean, it's luck. I mean, competition barbecue is 70% luck, 30% skill.
Yeah. But it kind of, if you don't cook well, you don't have a chance. But if you cook well, you at least get to go to the table and roll the dice. That's kind of the way I view it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Man, I'll tell you what I was proud of most was 2 things. My pork, because we formed a Right on Cue podcast super team, and the pork held up. I was 33rd. I think of all those pros. I mean, that was first cooked pork in a long time, and I was very happy with that because I was like, I'm like, I hope the guy, because I mean, Hunt's an amazing cook, both chicken and ribs, but he was running our chicken. I'm like, I don't want to be the pull everybody
I don't
down.
want to screw it up.
No, that's exactly what
Yeah.
it was. I'm like, man, I do not want to screw this crap up because I mean, AJ's gonna nail ribs. He always nails ribs. He's a rib
Yeah.
wizard. And then Hunt's a chicken king. And then freaking here I am. I'm like, don't fuck up. Don't fuck up.
The pressure.
I know, but I was like, I had like some people help me with some stuff. I'm like, does this look good? I was so annoying. I was like, is this okay? I just run. Just run your program and you're good. But
cross your fingers.
Cross your fingers and toes and whatever else you have to do because it's just I don't know. You should get lucky, man. That's all it is. Let's move on. Let's talk about what is your favorite like category to cook these days? Is it still ribs?
Honestly, my favorite thing to cook, it's probably because we won't get to do enough, would be pork.
I love pork, dude.
Because I like cooking pork. I like 3 meat contest better than 2. I like pork. I think probably because we don't get to cook it as much. I think ribs are the hardest, as far as the window. I don't think chicken's that complicated. I mean, once you kind of get the process down, you're sort of just, almost crossing your fingers a little bit and seeing what happens. But pork for me is the one I enjoy. I think it's probably just because it's not every weekend that we do it. Would probably be why, the process and it's still a work in progress a little bit too. It's still a process because we don't get to do it very much. You can, we're still tweaking a little bit.
Well, I also feel like with the big proteins like pork, big fatty meats, like it shows the greatest like knife skills and technique because with brisket, I mean, it is what it is. Let's be honest. You inject it, you pump it up, you cook it till it's way past done, and you slice it. Ribs, you cook it till it's probe tender, and then a little bit farther, wrap it, slice it. Chicken, butter bath, pull it out, dunk it, roll. Pork, like you gotta I mean, what are you gonna do? You can do medallions, you can do bacon, you can do chunks, you can do tubes. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, and there's a lot of parts to choose from. And even then, there's a lot of. I mean, it's almost like chicken. Everyone's method is so similar. There may be a tweak here or there on probably the pre-cook part. Maybe the injection, the brine part, whatever. There may be some tweaks there, but the cooking process itself is all going to be very similar on everybody. And the truth is, so it's ribs too. But pork, to me, just there's a lot of. There's a lot of variance there on the different ways you can do it, and mainly the different ways that you can box it. The different pieces you can pull, the different sections you can pull from. How do you pull from them? How do you prepare them? How do you prepare them for the box? That sort of thing.
Right.
So there's a lot more involved in pork to me.
Absolutely. What do you think? So I'd like asking people this because I feel like there's a disconnect between backyard teams and pro teams, which I don't like. I mean, you know me, I mingle with everybody. I try to talk to everybody.
Yeah.
But what do you think the biggest thing, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like talent wise, or not talent wise? Because I mean, hell, like I said, we're 2 meat pros, but like the difference between like a really great pro team and a really great backyard team, like what do you think the outlying item is that separates the two?
Probably number of contests cooked in a year. The really, really good pro team that's getting at it, look at the number of contests. They're crisscrossing the country. I know there are some backyards doing the same thing, but even then they're, what are they, 30 maybe a year? It's a lot, in a 52-week year. But on the pro side, man, they're finding, just the commitment to it and to that competition schedule, I think is greater. We're talking the upper echelon, of course.
Well, it's such a like.
I don't know that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know the 20 contests a year cook at either level. I don't know that the difference is going to be very high. If you're doing 20 backyards a year, you're probably very similar. That 15, 20 comp a year, Masters cook.
Yeah, I just look at like some of these masters. I mean, it's funny. Like you go around anytime I like a dual masters backyard comp, I always make it a point to go see some of my friends and some people I don't know and talk
Right.
to them. And right around turn-in times, usually after R2 are done, I'll go around. I'm like, hey, everybody's like, hey, try this, or hey, try this, or hey, try this, and like, guess what, guys? Pros make bad food too. Like
Yeah, they do.
I mean, I feel like people just think like pros like they never miss. I'm like, no, man. I've had some really terrible proteins and just like backyard, and it's like I feel like with pros though, I think upper echelon especially, it's more consistency. Like they're gonna have some bad days and bad cooks, but for the most part, like they don't make the small mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, I equate it to playing golf.
Yeah,
if you go to the driving range, you play 5 rounds of golf a year, you're never going to get better, right? If you're playing 10 a year, you'll get a little bit better.
Right.
If you're playing 50 a year, year in, year out, you're going to be pretty good pretty soon. And I think that's part of it. Yeah. Are you going to have some days where you miss hit the ball and you end up in the rough or whatever the heck? Of course. But, I guess as an average, you're going to obviously be a better golfer. So you'll likewise be a better cook.
Right. No, I mean, golf's a good analogy because I feel like, backyard and pros both have we all have a drive, we all have a long drive, and we all have, a decent mid game. But pros, I think, are consistently good at putting and short game, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that technicality stuff that they just, well, like we looked when we took that class together. I mean, it's not so much that his rubs and his sauces and stuff are so much better than ours. It's just the small, just the minute differences that like set your stuff apart and make more consistent, appearance or whatnot. It just it makes the world of difference when everybody's so good.
The technique was definitely a little more advanced.
For sure, and that's the stuff I love. Like when I go to these classes, I'm not looking for recipes. I don't give two rats ass what you're using. Like I can tell everybody my recipes, you can tell everybody your recipes, but good luck cooking it. But
Ryan Walker. Those that know Ryan Walker with hangovers commenting on our golf center. His daughter, I've heard, is a better golfer than he is now.
Oh, 100%.
And she's a stud. So yeah, she's a stud.
I mean, he's no Shooter McGavin, shall we say?
No.
No, man. All right, so let's talk about what should we talk about next? Let's talk about like how long was it? So you started in 2018. How long was it until you started seeing like some pretty significant, success, or like when you started like not being bottom of the barrel, you're like, okay, I have a shot at these things?
I mean, the first 5 or 6, they got a call or two, but nothing, middle of the pack, lower end of the middle of the pack, nothing fancy. But not until that first year that I think I had to go back a little, but I did 15-ish, something like that. That year I finally started winning a category. Won a lot of RGCs for some reason. And then it was the following year the GCs started coming.
Really?
Yeah. So again, had to cook get into a groove of doing 15 a year before I started seeing any kind of pattern of success.
I love it. Like, did you start was your first one a sanctioned, or did you do like a non-sanctioned like I did?
No, it was sanctioned. It was Murfreesboro here in Tennessee.
Oh, bro,
when it was backyard before it was competitor series.
Oh, was it backyard originally?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, that's how I met a Pig Destroyer, Travis. It was his first contest and mine at the same time.
Shout out Travis, man. Great dude. Yeah. Dude, Travis owns that competition. That should be,
I know.
That should be all the Pig Destroyer Invitational.
Mr. Murfreesboro.
Mr. Twice Baked Potato. What the hell? Potato. I sound like Rod Gray there. Potato.
For those that don't know, the Murfreesboro does this competitor series, and there's 3 category, and the 3rd category counts toward the grand. But it's chicken ribs, and the 3rd is what? Chef's choice, is that what they call it?
Dude, fuck that
And
category.
it's, the whole extravagant platter and freaking, the thing lights up and sings jingle bells when you turn it in or some crap like that. And if you know me, I don't have a chance when it comes to that stuff. I can throw food on a plate and bring that crap to you until you enjoy it. And they don't really like it. So they hand out 180s in that category, like freaking cotton candy at a fair. And if you aren't 180 in anything but or people or chef's choice or whatever, you're screwed.
Dude, I quit. I talked about it on this show before, but I quit these ancillaries. Like every time I try to be fancy and spend a lot of money and do these things, I get my ass kicked. No, from now on, it's gonna be like a grilled cheese, jalapeno grilled cheese, or something stupid. Because every time I spend money and try to, like, the first year I did like a Wagyu brisket and truffle mashed potatoes, and I did like a barbecue Sunday, and I hated that. Then next year I did those. Dude, they were solid egg rolls. I'm not just saying that. I thought they were really tasty. Like Travis had like 4 of them, so I know they're good.
Yeah.
And then last year I did those dino ribs. I hated those.
Yeah.
I just quit. I don't know what to do.
I know, man. If it weren't so close to home, or there was another one that.
Oh, I know. I love the condo. I'm a glutton for that. I love Murfreesboro. Anytime I can get a chance to hang out in Murfreesboro, one of my best friends lives in Murfreesboro, so anytime.
And there's such good people that put that on too. You have to great cause, good people. They do a good job putting on the contest.
Oh, it's a great job. And it's like, how many teams they have? 50 teams?
Yeah, it's bigger every year. I think maybe we'll just need to hire like a chef or something to come do that little platter thing.
I'm not opposed to it. I'm still pissed off at AJ for making me turn in tacos in Winchester when literally I was going to walk to that taco truck and buy 6 tacos and pull a Chris Schaefer and turn those in. I would have won. I promise.
Hey, I got a taco call, man. I got like 7th place taco.
You do. I turned in a delicious Greek taco, and I try to, I used the grease from that crappy ass sausage they gave us, or meat, whatever the hell it is.
You get DQ.
I'm like, I'll toss it in my chicken and try to turn it in, and they're like, you're disqualified. Whatever. I quit. Cheater. Yeah.
Cheater.
I not cheat. I try to be healthy and delicious, and they don't know what's good for them. I love Greek stuff, dude. I'm a huge Mediterranean fan.
I'm with you on that. I love Mediterranean food.
It's so good. But no, yeah, I suck at those chef's choice. But it's funny, with the margarita stuff, down at O'Brien, I literally just did a basic white girl margarita, and I won first place. And then at this previous weekend, I got to post that. My wife's like, you didn't post the drink we made together. I'm like, I need to. I made that peach tea. What did I do? It was a peach tea Bellini, and that thing was bomb and basic. And I'm like, these people are gonna love it. And I got eighth out of 58 teams.
Hey, that'll work.
It was pretty.
Yes, they did love it,
dude. It was good. It was solid. Mason jar. I got to do the mason jar.
Phone keeps shining in my eyes. Got to turn that thing over.
Because you're shining bright like
probably all these comments on your podcast.
What you say? You're looking at comments? No.
Yeah. My man Khalid.
Usually they just make fun of me. Which speaking of which, Brian Walker, Pat Waito. Yes, thank you. And I cannot talk English. Speak English. Jesus, come on now. So let's move. What is on to another question? I am struggling. What is your greatest failure in barbecue that still turned out okay?
Oh, one of them.
One of them.
Well, one I remember happened at Murfreesboro. Since we're talking about Murfreesboro, we'll go with this one. And we were cooking on WSMs, and I had somebody I was cooking with. Father-in-law was there, and a buddy I used to cook with. Right, we were new enough; we didn't really know what we were doing, and was using a probe to monitor the temps. And somehow or another, the probe got set up too close to the side of the WSM. So my reading was sky high, 500 degrees or something like that. It's holy crap, we're going to burn our food. We got to lower the temperature. And I didn't use the water pan, right? I never put water in it or anything. I didn't need to. Just covered it in foil so I didn't have to clean it and all that stuff. So I'm like, shoot, I better put water in the water pan. So we put water in the water pan, but it wasn't on the hinge,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we had just put ribs on after the water pan, and that water pan went boom right into the coals,
Oh
and this
no!
black cloud just went right through the cook site, covered everything in soot, like us, our clothes, everything. Open up the lid, the ribs were covered in soot.
Oh, it's flavor though, baby. It's flavor.
Oh man, so they weren't going to be edible. And then I'm like, crap, what do we do? Just put them on. So I'm like, let's just wash them off real quick, reseason, throw them back on there. So they had those old water spigots. We turned on the water spigot, and it was like brown rust water coming out of there. And I'm like, that's not going to work. So then we ran all the way across that field. I don't remember a hose or something. It was clear. Sprayed them off, reseasoned as we put them on the WSM. I remember going, okay, we'll try them before we turn them in. If they're gritty, if it's going to make anyone sick, we're not going to turn this in. I can't do it, you know. No, we did. We tried it. We're like, wait, I don't even taste any grit. How did we get away with that? So we turned them in. You know, it wasn't a huge contest, but 20, 25 teams. But I think we got like an 8th or 9th place rib call. It sounds kind of comical, but that's, you know, the biggest screw up that ended up being too terrible, I guess.
Oh man, I'll tell you what, it doesn't matter. Like I feel like I heard a story. I was talking to who was I talking to? I was talking to one of the pro teams, and they were telling you know, I was bullshitting with them at the comp, and I'm like, they were talking about that, like, you know, greatest like mistakes at a comp. He said, "Man, I had a grease fire, straight up melted my damn grill. I wasn't going to turn into ribs. Sauced and send the ribs. Ended up getting 3rd place." That just lets you know, like, they don't care. Like, appearance is the biggest joke in barbecue.
Yeah. Yep.
You ever go back?
Isn't that hard when you're first starting out? Isn't that one of those things you kind of have to overcome a little bit? Like, you know, you hear and put your best meat in the box. You don't, you know, not necessarily your prettiest, you know, and you're just so, because everyone beats your head. The one thing you control is, you know, your appearance and all that. That, especially like a rib box, you end up picking the prettiest ribs you have and put them in there, even when they're not your best. And to me, that was one of the biggest hurdles I had to get over. I know that sounds silly, and like most people, it'd probably take them about once to figure that out, but I was a little slow in that process.
You try to pick the prettiest one, not so much like the best ones.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I mean, the appearance points are layups. You know what I mean? They're essentially like layups in basketball. Like those are the easiest. Those are the easiest points to get. And if you like, if I get so mad if I ever get like an 8 in appearance, because I'm like, I left points on the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but sometimes though, you know, if your best meat is an 8,
I totally agree.
You know what I mean? It's what you got to do, right? Don't pass up a 3-pointer for a layup.
Exactly. No,
you're a basketball guy.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, you got it.
I mean, Franklin, I thought
Auburn won the SEC tournament this year, by the way, in case you weren't watching.
Did they? How they doing in the tournament?
Yeah, they do. No, well, it's not as good.
Same as Kentucky. Terrible.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dude, we are a football school. No, I'll change that. We have a new coach. So go Pope.
We're in everything school. We're in everything school.
Are you?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. Best thing you got out of Auburn is Chuck. You got Charles Barkley, and that is it.
Big Hurt, Bo Jackson.
Okay, Bo Jackson, whatever. He's a freak. Bo Jackson, dude, I love that. Did you watch that Bo Jackson documentary?
Tim Cook, Apple.
Auburn
grad.
We're talking sports. We don't talk about billionaires.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about Bo Jackson, who literally bought a gym just because people would leave him alone.
He's a freak, man.
That dude pees steroids. I think his urine.
I don't think he'll ever be. Yeah, it was so funny. They accused him of it, and he laughed. He's like, I didn't even lift weights. That's too darn lazy for that. I didn't work out.
And he was so country. Like, hearing him talk, holy crap.
He's like a huge hunter, big outdoors.
Oh, dude, like it's like if Luke Bryan was black. That's Bo Jackson during an interview. Well, how y'all doing?
Yeah. It's true. Could have been a country singer.
He could have been, man. He could have been next, like Kane Brown or something.
Yeah.
He could have been the first Kane Brown.
Probably could sing though.
Oh, he probably. He probably could.
Yeah.
Who knows? Dude, Bo Jackson played baseball. He's like Jim Thorpe.
I don't think he'd need auto tune.
He'd beat it into submission. You know, all those
Yeah.
Chuck Norris jokes. We should have like Bo Jackson jokes.
Yeah, should. Yes.
Bo Jackson versus the Hurricane. Who wins? Trick
No.
question. Hurricane's name, Bo Jackson. I love those I love those old Mike Dicka jokes. Was it SNL? I forgot what they were on. Anyways, we're getting sidetracked.
Yeah.
I gotta move it back, man. When I'm by myself, I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't have Houston for the color commentary.
No.
All right, let's move on.
That's what I'm here for.
Exactly, man. I need you to help me co-host the show, man. Me and you back and forth. Man, if you could change one thing about competition barbecue, what would you change?
God, that's a really good question, isn't it?
It's the only ones I got.
Those thought-provoking questions that you love to throw at me.
This is the second.
You know what? Though, I'll pick something different.
Sure.
Thing. What I think, and when I say, yeah, I'm just as guilty. So maybe I'm just telling on myself a little bit here. I think sometimes we lose sight of the fact that it's still just barbecue. You know what I mean? Like, its importance on the list of things in life, it's not very high. So if you come in, 25th out of 26 and you shouldn't have, or you don't think you have, yeah, I get that you're probably upset, but you know what? Give it 10 minutes, take a lap around the complex and get over it, because it's a privilege that you get to be out there. A lot of people can't or don't, and a lot of people gave up. So, I mean, it's Memorial Day weekend just passed us, right? There's a lot of people paid a huge sacrifice so we could do silly things like competition barbecue on weekends. And I think sometimes we lose that perspective, and, we probably need to appreciate the fact that we get to do this ridiculous hobby and be more appreciative of the fact that we get to be there and not get so wrapped up in the the result, or if somebody's box looked like crap and they got a 180 and they shouldn't have.
Man, I completely agree, dude. I feel like we lose sight sometimes about how silly, like, because we get so into this. I mean, let's be honest, guys. The people that do competition barbecue, this is our life. This is mainly what we think about. And to 99% of the world, no one cares. You might as well be the world champion underwater basket weaver. Yeah.
They don't even know it exists. That's just
funny,
man. You're like, all right, as soon as you leave those grounds and go to the next gas station to put gas in your truck, they have no idea who you are and don't really care.
I equate it to being like the local celebrity that gets the free drinks at that one bar that you're a big deal in, but you go to any other bar anywhere else in the world, no one knows who you are.
No, it's a good analogy.
What I mean? But it's such a great thing, though. It's such a great sport and great community to be a part of it. I'm proud and privileged to be a part of it.
Yeah, and and I thought of the other day, I was thinking about how many good people there are that do this, and it's like and I guess the question is, does barbecue just draw good people, or do people become good people when they're competing in barbecue? Because it's amazing. I mean, just the walks of life, the backgrounds, the occupations, the parts of the country, all of that doesn't matter. And I honestly don't really know many jerks that I've met out there, and not relative to, go to freaking Kroger and take a lap and see how many grouchy people you have that won't say hello back to you. But then go take a lap out at a barbecue competition. If you're a fool like me, get up at 5 o'clock and then go walk at 5:30 with my cup of coffee to get going. And it's amazing how many good mornings, you get back as you're walking around. And it's I don't know. You think it's the barbecue makes people good, when they're out there, or is it just draw good people?
I mean, dude, waking up and knowing that only thing I got to do today is drink beer and cook barbecue. I mean, how do you not have a good day?
Yeah, that's true.
But seriously, my favorite thing to do besides messing with Justin from Norella. Like that is entertaining. If you haven't done that, guys, viewers, I highly recommend you messing with Justin at every time you see him. If you can get him upset, it's magic. A little bit of magic comes out. But no, I totally agree. Like everybody I go to, I mean, barbecue's like I was talking to my wife about this. Like, you know, I think it's human nature to form cliques. Like there's cliques in any sport or social environment. You know what I mean? I think that's just part of it. And that's when I need to get better about not trying to be like that. Like, you know, I always try to make a round and talk to everybody. I mean, I'm an asshole. Don't get me wrong. And I'm, you know, I'm Logan Chestnut. I'm an asshole. No, but I always try to make it a point to go around and talk to everybody and wish them good luck when I really don't mean it. But no, it's great to see everybody from all walks of life. Well, we got doctors, lawyers, judges, you know, everything. Lawn mowers. I mean, we have everything in competition barbecue, and we're all equal when it comes to, you know, the award time. Nothing makes
Nobody
me
cares. Nobody cares.
Oh, I know. I've literally seen people with a Weber grill. No joke. I've seen one guy with a Weber grill win a contest or win a category, and he beat people with, you know, $15,000, $20,000 grills. It doesn't matter, man. If you're a good cooker, you're a good cooker.
Papa Squeals is on here. You see him over there. He freaking went over to steak, and he went to, I think, a Walmart or something, bought a grill for $50. Oh. That's what he competes on in steak and wins.
Dude, shout out, man. I love all those kind of guys. Like Drew. Hey, Drew. Well, this is the bad. Yes, Matt. We have barbecue restaurant owners in the comp world too. I mean, we have 1 or 2 or 15,000 of them. You guys are living a dream. Honestly, everybody who does competition barbecue, if they said they haven't, they're lying to you. They all want to own a barbecue restaurant or have to do something professionally with barbecue for a living. If they say they haven't, if you can make it as much money as you do now doing barbecue, tell me you wouldn't quit your job tomorrow.
I probably would. Like, the only thing is, then I got to go get another hobby, though. So I got to figure something out.
No, man. No, you think?
See, Papa Squeal's low 64. That's what he calls his grill.
That's right. No, that's right.
He got it for $64 at Lowe's.
Well, no, I mean, do you think, you know, if you make this your job, like Chris Schaefer owns a restaurant, Brad Schaefer owns a restaurant, Matt Osman, Blinky's Barbecue, check them out near Nashville, owns a restaurant. Do you think that diminishes, like takes away from their enjoyment of it? Or Joe Pierce? I mean, I think it adds to it. I mean, if you find something you love and love doing it, that's like these guys that play NBA. I mean, they love playing basketball. So, I mean, the fact that they getting paid to do it, it's even better. It's like porn stars. You think porn stars don't like having sex still off the camera? I mean,
just to clean up our PG-13 show here, Logan.
I am in our. We have moved on to NR-17.
Yeah, I'd have to ask a restaurant guy, but I bet you that the competitions itself are an escape for them as well.
100%, man. Like
you know, the way for us from our day job, they're an escape from them from the restaurant.
Exactly.
Khalid would quit in a minute.
Like I said, I mean, exactly, man. It's all about, you know, finding something. I think the greatest, if I could teach my children anything in this world, is find something you're extremely passionate about and then find a way to make money doing it. And I just hope, hope it's not stripping, but but you know what I mean? Like that is the greatest. Sorry, Amanda. No, it is the greatest joy in life to find something you're truly passionate about and then get paid to do it.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Thing. Although I'd counter that, since we're being all philosophical tonight for some reason, I'd say
Confucius.
Find something you're passionate about, the money will follow.
Okay.
We'll save that for a Friday night talk to get my theory on that one.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I feel like some people I know in high school, they did that. Now they have OnlyFans accounts.
Oh, I gotcha. Oh,
No.
goodness. All right.
Dude, so hey, this is something I've talked about with other guests. I'm totally going off script here. Like talking about doing barbecue professionally. That's something. It's always been in the back of my mind. How can I do it? I don't want to own a restaurant per se, but doing something like Mo or Bob or Matt Pittman do or something. I mean, just be our Sonny, like just be a barbecue personality and still get to do it. Like, I think that's like the dream or goal.
Yes, I think everyone that competes would do that in a minute. If
Oh,
they say
100%.
they wouldn't, they're lying.
Oh, yeah. And well, man, or you can like go the other route, like my boy John and the boys at Optimus Swine, like killing it on the barbecue circuit, having a blast. Like, they are the nicest guys.
They are.
Oh, so cool. And then, but also like they own a barbecue restaurant.
Yeah.
And then they own a butcher shop. I mean, I mean, just awesome. Like they made the jump, and they took the jump, and then I feel like such a baby about, finding your passion and then making the leap. I think that separates the boys from the men. Whenever you can take a leap of faith into trying to do something that you are passionate about and then trying to make a living on it. Like, I salute those guys. Like, they are my heroes. Anybody watching tonight who's like taking a leap of faith, like, taking, like, my buddy of mine. So shout out Boot Hill Blades. If you ever want like a badass, like, I'm talking about like creme de la creme chef knives, check them out. Boot Hill Blades, Jared Thatcher. But he left corporate banking America, making them well into six figures. He's like, you know what? I hate this. I want to move to middle of nowhere and on a farm and make custom chef knives. I want to build knives. And he's just killing it. Like, he's doing it for celebrities and everybody now. It's just killing it. And like Rusty, Monson from Salt City Barbecue, and also the Pitmasters podcast. Like, man, he literally left, his job and like opened a food truck, and he's just murdering it. And I'm so impressed with those people. Anywho, going on.
That's a fancy drinking glass you got there, Logan.
That's the only ones I drink out of, man. I was gonna have my chalice, but it was dirty. I don't drink dirty.
You Kentucky guys and your bourbon, man. You might all be a little rough around the edges, but you're proper when it comes to your bourbon, aren't you?
I mean, I'm redneck as can be, but my drinking is not. I'm bougie as hell when it comes to my booze. I am bougie as hell when it comes to my bourbon.
Yes,
I know what? I am not proud of it. If you ask anybody, I say I'm a bourbon snob, and I'm not proud of it. But it's very true. I don't drink that cheap shit.
I know. I've been in your trailer.
But I share.
Yes, you do. I never know what the heck it is I'm drinking until you tell me. And I can never guess what it costs
I'm immune to its effects, but I'm trying to get all my competitors drunk. That's my strategy.
Yeah.
It's fair game. So
Steve, fair and loving competition barbecue.
Amen, man. I see you as a threat, so that should be a compliment. So what are your goals for this year?
That is a darn good question.
That's all the ones I got.
I know, right?
Darn good ones.
Well, we're about at that midpoint, aren't we? I think.
No, you separate the boys from the men right now.
I got one in June. I'm gonna miss our regional one in July in Shelbyville. I'm gonna miss it. I'll be getting back. I want to be back in town that day. I'll be back the next day, so I'll miss it. Originally I was gonna try to do about 15 this year. It's looking to be closer to 10 or 11, something like that, which isn't quite enough, so you kind of have to revamp the goals a little bit. But I think if I look at it today and said, okay, what are your goals going forward? Obviously I need to get back on track a little bit, got to get back, not back to where I normally am, where I'm more accustomed to being, is first and foremost. I don't know if I'm going to break that down into GCs and stuff like that, because I think some of that comes with luck. I mean, I had I think I had 6 RGCs before I ever won a GC. So which which means it's sort of hard to give yourself a number goal on how many of those you want to win or not, because there is so much of luck involved in that you'll drive yourself crazy, I think, or you'll give yourself a false sense of accomplishment. If you say win 3 GCs and you come in 11th place every other contest, it doesn't really mean anything.
So are you going to answer the question or
no?
That's what they're like. Wait, I'm like, damn, I'm on to a politician.
I don't know, Logan. You got me on guard. I'm not sure.
I'm like, damn. Come on, man. Say POTUS. Like, what's your goal for this year? Are you looking for like?
Well, go in. Still win a couple, couple more GCs, win a couple categories. That way I'm qualified for the invitational for like the next 5 years or something like that. So I ever take a break from cooking, I can show up for that contest. Now that we know it's in Lebanon for a long time, at least the next 3 years.
When he said that, I was like,
yeah, it's like no travel for me. Heck yeah.
It's amazing. No, it's funny. Steve, you know what got me in the invitational this year?
What's that?
First place I got ribs in Smoking for Garrett.
Yeah.
That was like 2 years ago.
How far back does that thing look?
I don't know. It's insane. Well, like dude. So you said you got so many RGCs. You know how many RGCs I've gotten ever? 0.
Yeah. See, most people don't have. They get more GCs than RGCs.
I have 7/3.
But that's what same thing though. Really, that's what I'm getting at. That's why it's hard to go. I got to win so many GCs this year. You got 7/3. That's just shitty ass luck that you don't have about 3 or 4 of those were in GCs.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I was salty as hell whenever this weekend. It's like 3rd place when he says small batch burger.
I didn't get that, dude. I was doing the math in my head, and I was like, "Damn, Logan, either worst case RGC this thing, you might have GC'd this thing." I didn't really get it,
and that's so salty of me, and I apologize. After a while, I'll calm down. I'm very privileged and honored to get 3rd place in this competition against some amazing cooks, and congratulations to the first 2. But when he said 3rd, I said, "You got to be kidding me again!" Like,
I know what you're saying.
It's so funny because I took such a long time to walk up to the podium that Rod's like, "Hey, this should be better. This should help your mood." And I was like, "Nope, not me. The guy behind me. I'm pilly ass 3rd." I was like, "Do you want to take a picture?" Yay! All right, let's go. Move on.
This should help your mood.
Yeah, he one of those big checks, the $1,000 big checks. I'm like, "Yeah, that's not me."
Yeah. Do they have a trophy for RGC this year? Did you know?
They both had the same ones. The same as the grand. So they were nice. I mean, I thank you. Shout out to KCBS for actually having decent. So, all right, explain to me this. How does first place? Oh no, I'm sorry. How does 3rd place ribs at the KCBS Invitational pay out twice as much as the KCBS Backyard Rib Team of the Year?
Backyard ribs or master series?
No. Backyard ribs. So I won backyard, 3rd place invitational, right? I won $400. AJ made $250 for last year Backyard Rib Team of the Year.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Tell me how that math works.
Well,
it is far harder to do what AJ did.
Yes.
Than like get that lucky scratch off like I did.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
It's KCBS, man. I don't have any other answer.
That's where I come back to the respect thing. It bothers me so bad.
I think the money went to the top 50 or something in every category on the master side. And it was like, hey, what do we have left?
It does.
How can we split $400 among 10 teams?
I mean,
25 for you and 25 for you.
Dude, it's like a KCBS when they got to the backyard, they're like a broke Oprah. They're like, you get $250 and you get a Dairy Queen gift card and you get a sucker.
I think I had like an 8th place I think it was 8th place chicken team of the year. My check was $60.
That didn't even buy you chicken. That don't even buy your chicken for a comp.
No, no.
I mean, I get it. I mean, the prestige is nice, but I just don't like the disrespect. Personally, it's just me.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm still gonna go for one of those top 10 team of the year because I haven't got it before. This is my first year of actually having a shot. But I need to do like a wheeze and just cook 5 and win every one of them and just call it a day.
Yeah, get it over with.
Just get it over with. He said when I was talking to Weeze, it's like when I talked to Bill. You know, Bill's like, "How long you been cooking?" "Oh, since 2019." "Oh, that's cool. Yeah, me too." Yeah, we're totally on the same level.
Yeah.
I mean, you literally go from like a nobody to a barbecue celebrity, and I'm over here like, "Hi."
Chasing my $50 check and 50-cent ribbons. I can call myself the top 10 whatever meat team of the year.
I know. No, but honestly though, so I was talking to some other people about this. Like, what stops you from going pro? I mean,
Yeah, I think if we lived in a different part of the country, I think that'd be a easier decision, to go pro. But I think given we're in Middle Tennessee, both of us are. I think everyone here probably knows that, but
sure.
You never know. We may have some worldwide viewers.
We do actually,
but we have so many contests within 2.5, maybe 3 at the most driving hours from the house that are backyard that can do 20 a year and be home on Saturday night from almost every one of them. And Master Series where
Masters too.
Yeah, there aren't as many that close on the Master side.
There's a lot. There's a lot in Tennessee. There's way more in Tennessee and Kentucky and Illinois.
4 or 5.
What?
You can have it.
What'd you say?
Don't blow my theory, Logan.
I'm just saying, like for us, I'll tell you why I don't do it. For me, it's the community I developed. Like we talked about our clique in our backyard.
Yep.
I mean, mainly the Alabama and Hunt and all the Alabama crew and Hunt and everybody and you and Tennessee guys too. Like it's just like the community. Like if you and all our friends said, you know what, we're jumping pro next year. Guess what I'm doing?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a pro.
Right. Coach. I would probably follow the herd. Yes, definitely.
Well, I was talking to John. I was talking to the Optimus Swine guys, and they said that's like their whole crew. They they dominated the backyard for so long in their area, and then all those guys decided to jump pro, so they did too, and they're killing it. Ham Squad and Optimus Swine and a lot of those guys, and I love seeing that. I love those guys. But it's just like if you and Hunt and AJ and all my Alabama people like Leela and Russ and all those guys like, hey, I think next year we're jumping pro. I'm like, well, me too. Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, if we did it as a group, it would for sure.
Oh, 100%. Like I love our little barbecue family, and I have some amazing backyard or not backyard, amazing pro teams that are friends of mine, and I love them to death. And I would love competing against them more too, versus 3-4 times a year. But for me, it's more about a community. Like my wife said, I see why. Like she came this weekend. She's like, I see why you do this because you have a community. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I really do.
There's like 20 of us because we have so many backyard contests close to us that I think this thing's grown so much in this part of the country over the years that. Now we have that our group is so strong but it's growing every year too. And that's one thing I like about this group. It's not here's our clique, you can't join. No, I didn't care less, right? It gets bigger every contest.
It does. And there's new teams. Tennessee's starting to show out. I don't know if you noticed this, but for a while there, it was a 5 a.m. coffee. Amen. It was for a while there, it was me, you, and Michael. We're like the Tennessee boys in backyard. And now, I mean, like Electrocuted, Big James Kitchen.
Yeah.
I mean, help me out. There's a BGQ.
The ladies, they changed their team name. I like a year ago.
Yeah,
The two ladies.
So that's another thing I want to talk about. We need to do a Tennessee Bama rivalry between our backyard teams. We did the Alabama folk versus Tennessee guys. We needed to like figure some skin. We got to put some skin in the game and link up and do like the border wars because the boys from Optimus Swine tell me how they did that with Virginia and West Virginia, and I'm like, man, that sounds so fun.
That's fun.
Like I would love to do that. Like do border wars between Alabama and Tennessee. Because both states have solid cooks.
Yeah, they do. That could go either way.
I mean, either way.
Yeah, Hunt's from Mississippi, so he doesn't count.
Well, what the I mean with Alabama? I don't care. I'm talking to you, Hunt. No one cares, Smokey. No one cares. No. But no, I think that'd be fun. That's something fun we should talk about off air. But that's something I've been kicking around in my head that maybe we need to look into. But no, man. All right, last question before the Brothers Q Barbecue Supply lightning round brought to you by Brothers Q Barbecue Supply.
Thank you, Gareth.
Thank you, Gareth. You're a saint and a scholar. No, man. So who is on your meat Rushmore?
Oh, that's a man. Look at you with these complicated ones. I mean,
have we grown since the first one?
So got the same go-tos.
Hold on. So people that don't know, so Steven, when we first started this idea of a podcast, Steven was actually our first practice guest. I had Steven on because he's a good buddy of mine. I'm like, hey, we're going to interview you because I've never done this before, and we're going to try not to suck. So, I mean, honestly, since it's just me, I bet like the talent level has been about the same as the first one and this one. Now, I think I think if I had AJ and Houston on here, it'd be a better quality show. I apologize, viewers and listeners, but I feel like we've grown significantly since I think you're our 20th guest we've had on our show.
Yeah, some darn good ones too.
We have, man. No bigger ones than you, my friend.
I'm the holiday filler, and I'm proud to be one.
You're the filler episode. No, you are a stud. You're round out our backyard appreciation month. I appreciate that. No, but who is on your meat Rushmore?
How many heads are on Mount Rushmore? 4. That's all right.
Am I right? That's some good education there. Yep, 4.
Yes. Okay, cool.
Give me 4.
Which one of those Dakotas is it in?
Yeah. Number 4. We're talking.
All right, let's see. Current or past? We can do
number 4.
We can do past and current, right?
But you can do anybody. You can do restaurants.
I mean, I think current people. Current. Don't you have to go Leininger? I mean, goodness gracious. But let's do contributions to competition barbecue more so. Okay, how's that sound like? So let's go Leininger.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go because we're talking about contributions. Let's go Tim Shear because of Blues Hog and cans and all of that stuff.
Sure, okay. He's on mine too.
Let's go Myron because none of us would probably be cooking if it weren't for those Pitmaster shows. Or a lot of us wouldn't be.
Okay, this is yours.
And his personality made you turn the TV on every week, right?
Sure.
The antagonist of the group. There's got to be one, and the nice guy. And let's do the nice guy one. Let's say Tuffy.
Tuffy, okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's 4. That's a 3 out of 4 is really good there. I like the.
Yeah, there's so many though, because you could say there's a lot of them that have contributed to where they drew people into it.
I mean, you missed out on the biggest one of all though.
Who's that?
That is the GOAT, Malcolm Reed. Malcolm Reed.
That you know what? You're right. Because if not for Malcolm and his videos, a lot of this wouldn't have been cooking past probably been cooking past the first contest. It's a great point.
Amen. But no, man, that's a solid group here. I mean, I'm not the biggest Myron fan, I'll be honest with you. For multiple reasons. But no, but you can't you can't not say, hey, he's won a shit ton of stuff. So
yeah, and when you tell people about the hobby, they saying a lot of times they're like, "Oh, that Myron Mixon, what he did on the TV show."
But he was the first one to cook like Wagyu and all this top quality protein. So I feel like he was the trendsetter that's like made Wagyu like what it is, in my opinion. But anywho, all right, man. You guess what?
What?
It's that time of the night, man. It is time for the Brothers Q Barbecue Supply Lightning Round. Brought to you by Brothers Q Barbecue Supply Lightning Round. Nope. Brought to you by Brothers Q Barbecue Supply Barbecue. Check them out for all your barbecue supply needs. Terrible. I'm doing a terrible job tonight. Also,
thank you, Gareth.
Thank you, Gareth. You are a stud and sexy.
And a nice guy.
Absolutely. But also, thank you to Spring Mountain Farms for delivering us beautiful chicken, and also the Good Charcoal Company for the best charcoal. Make sure you check out the Good Charcoal Company for all your charcoal needs. All right, man. You ready? You ready to move on?
I'm ready.
All right. What is, Steven, what is your favorite thing to cook at home?
Favorite thing to cook at home? For home cooking, I probably cook more Creole food than anything else.
My man.
Let's say like chicken Creole, shrimp Creole, jambalaya, stuff like that. Anything along those lines. Yep.
You cook that, or your wonderful wife cooks that?
I cook that. I do most of the cooking.
All right, you're coming to deer camp. Yep. Dude, I'm a Creole fanatic. I had, that was my wedding. So I had crawfish etouffee as my wedding meal.
Yep.
Anywho, all right.
Lovely.
Beach or mountain vacation?
Well, here's the deal. Grew up on the beach, but my dad's side of the family's from the mountains, so I split my life in both. They both have a purpose. If it's can we say depending on the time of the year? Shit. Just give me the beach. They got better beverages.
I'm so tired of your political answers. This is ridiculous. Give me one or the other.
Well, my dad's from Colorado.
No one cares. You say beach or mountain. No one cares, Steven. All right.
Beach. Women look better.
Thank you. Right. That's the correct answer. All right. One thing you always have on your cook trailer, and you cannot say your thermopan.
I can't say my Keurig.
Keurig.
Yeah.
Hey, yes.
No doubt. As Daniel said, 5 o'clock coffee.
Amen, bro.
So Daniel, that's what we do every morning. Yes.
All right. What is one thing you know now that you wish you did at the beginning of your barbecue career?
I wish I would have started earlier.
Me too. If you could have what is your walk-up song at awards?
Oh, all right. I want to change it, because I'm glad you brought this up, and this isn't quite the answer of what it is, but it's what I want it to be. And I was
whatever you want, baby.
Hangover about this the other night over a frosty beverage.
Sure, you want to come hang out with us? You hang on hangover. I see how it is.
Well, they were
that's
right
fine.
Next to you, so I can still talk to you at the same time.
That's fine.
But
that's cool.
I need to record my own walk-up song with my Two Swine Crew rap lyrics.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's not allowed.
No, my lyrics.
Dude, that's saltine lyrics right there. We're not doing that. All right.
Houston could help me.
Oh dear. Yes, I will pay for that. All right. Wow. All right. If you out of all your rubs that you've used, what is your favorite and which one's your least favorite rubs on the barbecue circuit?
Has to be on competition.
Least
favorite. The least favorite is one I can't find. And that's becomes my least favorite.
Give me a name.
Not yet. I don't know. I'm not a big anyone with jalapeno in it. Any of those things. It's just
so you hate Heath Ralph. Okay.
No, just a jalapeno one. My favorite. Shit, man. Can we say my favorite when it first started?
Nope.
Since I forgot to mention Malcolm on my Meat Rushmore, I'm gonna say my Malcolm shout out. Let's say Killer Hogs.
Man, dude, to this day, honest to God, puts the best color on barbecue of any rub.
Yep.
There's no
it's beautiful.
There's no better like color rub than a Malcolm Reed rub.
If someone came to you and said, "Hey, I want to start cooking ribs for my family, my friends, whatever, what rub do I get?" I say, "Go Killer Hogs," because they will look so freaking good.
So good.
Those people are just, yeah. Yep.
Dude, you know what's better on Malcolm's though? The Killer Hogs. The show's going long, whatever. Dude, his like off-brand ones, like the Gringo and the King Crawfish and the Greek one, the Opa. Oh my God, yeah, so good.
I've never tried the Greek one. You can tell he works hard to put that product. He doesn't just throw product out there. just or have someone stick his name on it or whatever. He works really hard to make sure that everything that has his name, his brand is legit.
Agreed. Unlike other people.
Yep.
All right. And last one, when you go to a barbecue competition, who's the one team that when they show up, you're like, oh, crap.
Currently?
Sure.
Hunt.
Oh, Smoky Bees. Fair enough.
Well, he won't quit winning.
I know. The bastard won't share his wealth. But no,
but you and I have too much fun. It'd be you, Logan, but we have too much fun because you're on a roll right now, too. But I'm like, yeah, if Logan went there, it'd be boring.
I'm working towards that way. No, man, but man, Steven, thank you so much for coming on the show, buddy. Man, this has been a blast. I feel like we were hanging out on a Saturday night, like always, or Friday night.
It was a long week.
It has been.
I don't even know what nights we were.
It has been a long week. It has been a long week, but I've had a blast, and I truly appreciate you coming on. This is the time of night, though, man. Give a shout out to anything you want to plug yourself, plug your beautiful sponsors.
On my sponsors,
Tremayne. That was
on my sponsors. Amy Tremayne, managing broker, Remax, downtown Franklin on the square. For all your Tennessee real estate needs.
Hey, shout out Amy, man. She is wonderful, and thank you, like my wife Kelly. Thank y'all so much for allowing us and taking care of the children to allow us to go tailgate professionally every weekend.
Amen,
brother. Well, man, Steve, thank you so much, man. It's been a great show. I feel like I held it down. One is the loneliest number, but you know what? I did okay.
We did all right.
We survived. We made it all out.
We still at least have one viewer.
We do have one viewer. No, we've held steady the whole time. I haven't got canceled yet, so yay me. But all right, buddy. I will see you soon. And
brother. Have a great week.
Yes, sir. See you, buddy. All right, man. That's it. That's our show. If you showed up and you're disappointed, well, sucks for you. But I appreciate everybody for coming on tonight. And hey, once again, Father's Day weekend. I know you haven't got your dad anything yet, so make sure you sign up for our Bob and Mo barbecue show there at Tennessee Meat Co. in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I'll be there. That's the only thing you need to know, right? But also, we're giving away a free can cooker, and I got pictures of it. It's completed today, and that thing is badass. So please sign up and make sure you get signed up for that class. But yeah, man, that's all I got for you today. I'm gonna go watch Dallas hopefully win this game. And until next time, make sure when it comes to barbecue, you're always right on cue. Chill, everybody. Deuces.
That's all, folks.